Welcome to the Tiny House Ideas podcast.
I think also it's sort of worth having a chat about how you're incorporating sort of your living space with you whilst you're going on this next adventure. Like you're not sort of just cycling from A to B to C with a sort of hostel stop in the middle. You are literally going to be completely self-sufficient with everything that you've got is being hauled by your body weight. And I think that must be sort of like super liberating for one, and also just interesting in terms of sort of the stuff that you're going to be taking with you and how it sort of has given you a different view on in terms of sort of living spaces. Like you said earlier, you're even sort of considering like the weight of a toothbrush, that kind of thing, because you are literally bringing everything with you. So what sort of stuff are you sort of planning on bringing with you? How are you looking at being self-sufficient, and just sort of, what else are you sort of looking at in terms of the bike camper?
Well, it's an interesting thing. I think, okay, this is another thing for modern life for you.
Here we go.
I'll give you this feel. Well, what I feel like is, you try and make a routine. It sucks, right? You're like, I want to go to the gym. And then well, this is me personally. I'm sure I know a lot of people relate, especially January is a terrible time for gym membership. But when you go to a gym, you're like, there's no purpose to it. You're kind of there like, I'm doing it because I want to gain something from it. I want to get bigger. I want to get fitter. And a lot of things in life are like that. I want to go on a diet because of this, or I want to stop smoking. And it's like you're trying to form habits and routine and add things in your day that are good for you. But really, they're quite boring, right? You don't want to do them. But when you're on the road, it just happens naturally and it doesn't feel like a chore. And your routine is beautiful. And you have these systems that you sort of make as you go by that just happen on their own. So when I wake up, I'm usually in my tent, or this time I'll be in the camper, and you pack away your things. You kind of get a little bit organized. Obviously, you have that time to slowly wake up that you usually don't get in normal life. Then you get up, you make a breakfast, you have a shower, that kind of thing. And as you go, you're like, oh, right, well, today I need to get enough water to keep going. I have to get some food at some point. I need to look for somewhere to sleep. And all of your things happen quite naturally. And because you're actually out in the day, when the sun starts coming down, you naturally start getting tired, that kind of thing. So your routine is just kind of unfolding by itself. You're not noticing it. And all these, does that make sense? So it does. That's what I find interesting. It's like, it doesn't feel like a chore and these things are happening. So usually I figure most of it out on the way. Obviously, I've got a bit of an idea from the last cycle what I want to take. It's very simple, like just the basics really. But a lot of it will I'll probably take more than I think, right? I will try my best when I start to take nothing. I will say to myself, right, I've just got the essentials. I guarantee you within 2 or 3 weeks, half it will be gone again. Always happens. You don't need a lot. You really don't. And it depends on how you, like, how you want to travel in terms of how much you need. For me, obviously, food I can get on the way, right? So anything I can pick up, I can literally eat on the way. I mean, there'll be some times where I've got 2 or 3 days without supplies, so I have to take with me water. I mean, in England's quite well connected. I can usually take with me. So I have a big old bottle of like 2 litre water. That'll be it. I'm going to put a dynamo in my front wheel so I can charge devices on the go. I'll have the camper to sleep in. So really, that's it. I mean, you'd be surprised how little you need. And when you're going around cycling, you don't. I mean, you think you need a lot, but you really don't. And meeting people along the way and staying with people occasionally. I use couch surfing. Warm Showers is another great app for staying with people. You will meet like complete strangers, right? And you might find that terrifying, especially if you haven't done it before. But as soon as you meet them, they're the most wonderful, warming people you didn't realize you had in England. They'll welcome you in. And they'll just give stuff to you. Like, they're just like, they'll feed you. They'll tell you fantastic stories.
Thanks for watching this little teaser for the Tiny House Ideas podcast. If you'd like to listen to the full episode, it's available on all major streaming platforms. So that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all of the others. Alternatively, if you'd rather watch it sort of in a video format like this video has been, then that's available on Patreon. Just search for Tiny House Ideas. So thanks again for watching. Please do check out the full episode, and thanks again.